Hey everybody, it's Matt Cuth here with my boy Ding Dong, who's co-casting this game, 5 a.m. versus IBAD Artifact for the Dota Plus. And we're already in the draft. It's the first week of the playoff series, and this is obviously an elimination match. How's it going, Ding Dong?
It is going great. Welcome everyone to the show. I expect to see some fairly decent fighting, punching Dota. 5 a.m. and IBAD Artifact on the lower end of the scale when it came to intermediate league play, so hoping to see teams do well and advance on and hopefully get some momentum going into Green Eternal.
Oh, absolutely. I love the underdog teams. I always try and catch them. And that's why I'll always cheer for these guys. They're coming in on the lower end. I want them to win even more. We got a quick opening though. We got the Sven, Tusk, Rubik, and Drow all banned out with the Venge. I know 5 a.m. plays a lot of Rubik. I've seen this. That doesn't surprise me.
That is true. That is one of Mercari's favorite heroes. Plays it a lot, and even when it's not a good Rubik game, he can still do some amazing things on Rubik. So, smart ban from IBAD Artifact. Or IBAD, as they're abbreviated to.
Yeah, listen, I try my best to call teams by their names, but I'm gonna have to call them IBAD and 5 a.m. The names are too long. But, got an AA as the first pick. I feel like I haven't seen an AA in a long time. I think the hero's sort of fallen off a bit.
That is a Shavkovsky. I think I'm butchering that name good enough. I believe he's the 5 player for IBAD, and that has been a hero he has been spamming for the last few days.
Maybe he's got a secret strategy. Maybe they've thought. Maybe they think it's the power pick. Wow, Snapfire. I love. Snapfire. I feel like has fallen to the wayside ever since she got nerfed from the old Slardar Snapfire days. She still feels really good to me. She's got a lot of control, a lot of damage, everything you really want out of a support. Her ultimate is possibly one of the most impactful support ultimates, and that you have to deal with it somehow.
Also, that weird kind of support where it doesn't need a whole lot of farm to be useful, but if she does get farm, even better. Her Ags for an initiation is kind of insane with its range.
Yeah, I remember when they first released the Aghanims, and I thought that it was really bad, and then I bought it and saw how long the range is.
I was thinking this is just Tiny Airlines all over again.
Oh. At least you can't Tiny Airlines from the start, though. Spit people under the mid-tower. An axe, though! Unsurprising.
That is Mad Max hero to the extreme. But pairs well with Ancient Apparition. Call into Big Ice Bubble.
Yeah. I have to double check real quick. Ancient Apparition... his Ice Vortex just increases magic damage, right? Yeah.
It also slows and increases. Yeah. I think it's either his or allies' movement speed. I forgot which one, but I know it increases movement speed of somebody.
The tooltip says nothing about it, but I believe it.
As you're looking that up, the usual hard carry bands coming out: Terrorblade, Juggernaut, Void, Clinks.
Haven't seen a Spectre ban, though. That's the other ban.
I suspect there will be.
Yeah.
Unless 5 a.m. are okay with it. Because I would have to think that IBAD would probably want to pick it up, seeing as they have the next pick after bans.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of just the way drafts have been really going lately. Is the second phase is just banning all of the crazy carries. And then one team gets one crazy carry. Their team doesn't.
No, it won't be anti-mage, so That's
Well, I say thank God. Whenever I see anti-mage, I always think about it like I have to play against it. I like watching anti-mage.
Same. I just don't want to. I'm not even a huge fan of watching anti-mage. He kind of just farms around for a long time, and it's really just like a 4v5.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, 30 minutes into the game, an anti-mage appears with, 4 items and just starts taking towers. And kills everything on the map.
Or possibly even worse, you start winning the game with against the anti-mage, and then you just cut your wave and just makes your life a nightmare.
It's like you're up there, you're sieging a tier 2 tower, you're doing a slow siege to high ground, and next thing you look, all of a sudden all your tier 1 towers are gone, and anti-mage is knocking on your mid lane racks with, 7 items, and somehow got an Aegis that you never noticed.
Yeah. He turns the game into an escort mission. You have to baby those creeps and make sure that the big bad anti-mage doesn't take them out from under you.
That is an excellent way to describe how playing with anti-mage is.
Oh, Warlock! That's interesting. Does that mean that the AA is not the 5?
AA, I believe, is probably just going to be paired with the Axe then.
The strong lane combo. And get the call into the cold feet, and when the call ends, they get cold footed.
Yeah. Just of course, his chilling touch, a lot of magical damage in range. So there's a lot of small damage that coming out with that lane, with Ancient Apparition and Axe. A lot of small damage over time.
Yeah, it's spooky. And the one thing though is with the AA Warlock, puts a lot of pressure on the Mad Max to be the team fight controller, because there is basically no lockdown, or no reliable lockdown supports.
Yeah, the only reliable lockdown that you have right now is Golem.
And you don't want to drop Golem for the stun.
No, I mean, you know what? Once you hit level 6, and for the next few levels after that, you want to drop a Golem anytime you get a kill.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely agree. Like, the Golem is the nuclear option. It is a great deterrent. And you better hope you get it right, because you got the one shot.
God, 5 AM is stacking their lockdown. They got the Slardar now. Now, Slardar Snapfire, talked about a bit. Used to be the combo. It's how I gained 600 MMR in a month. I don't think it's as good now, but it does threaten Warlock. And there's the Spectre! We got it!
The Spectre. I was waiting for it. I was wondering when. There's IBAD, there's a few other carry heroes, but Warlock, Spectre lane. Warlock should be alright. Just keeping Spectre alive. I'm gonna tend to think maybe Snapfire and Slardar will have a tendency to more to push a lane in, assuming that would be the lane.
Yeah, I think it has to be. I'm kind of afraid for the Warlock, because the cookie into a right click into a stud is just a dead Warlock.
There is definitely a lot of kill potential with the Snapfire Slardar. And Warlock and even Spectre, they gotta be a little careful about positioning, and AA or Axe, somebody has to be ready with TP if they get dove.
Dusa. That's a pick! I feel like I haven't seen him with Dusa in a long time.
Counter 40-minute hero to Spectre, I guess?
Yeah, but I mean, Spectre could just pivot into like a Diffusal Manta, and then have very good pressure into the Dusa.
I think that she should probably be a Diffusal Manta game with a Medusa in it.
We'll say though. This makes 5 AM. They've got some spooky team fight.
Yeah, they definitely have good initiation, good catch, a lot of control, and a lot of good damage to lay out between Medusa, Split Shot, Snake, Snapfire's ult, and the minus armor between Wave of Terror and Corrosive Haze. So it's looking to be a pretty formidable team. IBAD also a pretty good team fight. You have the ever-growing presence of Spectre. Whenever Haunt is up, can be at any fight. Of course, Ancient Apparition, another global hero. Ice Blast, really anywhere you have a lockdown for it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be kind of interesting to see when some of these heroes start getting their items and team fights start happening.
Honestly, both of these teams have, just looking at it, are pretty similar. Like their timing windows are very similar. Like the Axe and the Slard are gonna come online at about the same time. The supports too, like once they get level 6, neither of them really, like none of the supports really need that many items. They're online at 6.
I do think you have better scaling with the Snapfire Venge than you do an Ancient Apparition Warlock combo. So it's going to come down to how is this Warlock and Ancient Apparitions going? How are they going to itemize against a Snapfire Venge, so to speak?
Yeah, I think they definitely have some issues. Oh, Monkey King. All right.
There's a decent lane for if they put him in the safe lane against an Axe.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the Axe. He doesn't mind the game either.
I think paired with the Vengeful Spirit, I'm pretty sure Ancient Apparition has got to be real careful about his positioning as well.
Very strong kill lane for them. But I think IBAD believes it's a safe lane Dusa. Which I don't know about that. They banned out a Viper and an OD. I feel like, yeah.
I think they were banning out heroes that were good against their middle laner that they wanted to pick, which is Wind Ranger in this case.
You got the Wind. I like both teams' lineups a lot. My one concern is that IBAD is very much dependent on the cooldown of the Golem and the Spectral. Whereas 5 AM can just kind of fight all the time.
You're kind of in a weird situation because Wind Ranger definitely gets to a better timing, especially if going in a solo lane mid, than, like, say, this Monkey King would. But I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see. I think Wind Ranger is going to get a few items and able to start rotate quickly, so maybe getting a better lane for a Spectre or trying to take out a Monkey King.
Yeah. You know, I've got a gut feeling about this game. I think it's gonna snowball one way or the other. I think I feel like if one team gets an advantage, like they get either some map advantage or some net worth, they can just secure more farm for their team, which will help them get more map advantage and then secure more farm. I feel like if either team gets behind, it's very difficult for them to get back into the game.
I think 5 AM has the easier draft to execute. I think a Venge Netfire support combo is going to be better than a Warlock Ancient Apparition. So I think that I believe that if they can avoid team fights for the first bit, let Dusa get a little farm, let Monkey King, if he can come online, I think that they are definitely going to take it. But I think it's like you said, it's definitely going to be a snowballing game. Whoever gets out to a gold lead is going to have to, and I think IBAD can recover from that deficit better with a bigger team fight. But I definitely think 5 AM has the better draft.
Oh yeah, and the thing is definitely easier to execute, but at the same time, a call into the bonds into the Ice Blast. It's also pretty powerful. Some pretty powerful team fight as config did not work. Okay, we're good. Gotta love configs not popping. And we got the pause!
2 minutes for hotkeys.
2 minutes for hotkeys. So it is the mid-Dusa, unsurprisingly. Monkey King Venge is kind of terrifying. Yeah, that wasn't 2 minutes. We'll have to buy as much time as we thought.
Well, I definitely think there's going to be a point where Monkey King is going to fall off, and Medusa's going to have to be ready to pick up. So,
Yeah, I do think, especially if this one gets off to a good start, the dual core of Spectre Wind does feel stronger than a Monkey Medusa to me. So in terms of their damage, I think they have I think they have the edge, especially in that late game. Monkey King just feels like he gets blown up pretty easily.
yeah, I definitely believe so. Although, there's a lot of physical damage on the side of IBAD, and Monkey King and a Wukong's is going to be... I think he's going to be a lot safer, and he's going to be able to zone better.
Yeah, if he has the opportunity, I think it'll be very powerful.
I definitely think if, you kind of bait with Medusa, so to say, I think that the cleanup from 5 AM will be better. That said, if they can nail down the Wombo combo, they can get, a good rock into bonds with an axe call into it, that a fight can change in an instant.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, sort of jumping off of that, like, if IBAD get the smoke into a catch on like 2 or 3 heroes, they can like kill them in 5 seconds. But the longer the team fight goes, the more Radiant starts to win out. Like with the Wukongs, with the Medusa, the lower cooldowns.
I also want to point out, the only real tower hitter on IBAD is this Wind. With her ultimate, and assuming she's gonna go like an MKB or some kind of damage item. Really the only tower hitter. I don't see them taking Roche or towers very quickly. So they're gonna have to kind of position better and...
Yeah.
I don't know where I forgot what I was going with the end of that, but
they got less push, whereas you got a Dusa who's good at push. You got the minus armor from the snap. Radiant's actually terrifying with how quickly they'll be able to take Roche. Between the snap, the corrosive haze, the minus armor from the Venge.
Wave of Terror, and just a Vengeance aura in general. Just kind of generally boosting up. Not very good early level. It doesn't really give you much, but
it gets terrifying. That's for sure.
Venge even leveling Wave of Terror level 1.
Yeah, I think you see that a lot from Vengeance. It's low mana, it's armor reduction, and it's decent damage, so it's pretty good for trading. And you can secure range creeps with it as well, which is always nice. But mid lane, I want to talk about the matchup a bit. We got the Wind versus Dusa. I feel like Wind is going to crush this lane. And actually, already is.
I also feel the same.
Well, we missed the first blood, but I think it might work out okay because it looks like Red...
He doesn't Boundless Strikes on cooldown, and he's got to run out of the gold feet. So.
The juke from Axe is powerful. I think it would have been okay if he gets the kill, but fortunately he doesn't. Both of these lanes are pretty scary.
Yeah, and AA with an early set of arcane boots, and even just with some mana regen, is a scary sight with Chilling Touch.
Oh yeah. Although it looks like he may be going for the treads this game. He has the Windlace queuing up the Bringer regen. But either way, a good start.
And it looks like they might...
Yeah, they should with the crit. Yep. They get him. Yeah, back to the mid lane. It's just, Wind is such a good laner, and Deuce is kind of weak early.
Speaking up top, Spectre.
Oh? The last hit comes out?
As you said earlier, a cookie into Crush. And a quick bash, and...
I mean, there's a reason why, like I said, I ground Snapfire and always ask people to pick Slardar. Especially in a matchup like this, as long as the Slardar has 3 bash charges, you always have kill potential. And unfortunately, the Warlock's good at the save with the Shadow Word, like the sustain, but it's not enough to save that kind of burst damage.
You need burst heal for burst damage, and burst heal is not what Warlock has.
Yeah, they need like the Oracle or a Dazzle, but that ain't what they got. Maybe now we'll get a moment. Nope, we won't, because Axe is being chased, and we'll get killed by the Vengeance or by the Vengeance Wave of Terran. Oh no. Hey, taking a big chunk of damage. Stun not in
5
range.
seconds. He's got Boundless.
I think this is a dead AA. Pop him once more. You die because you got the lifesteal now. That's pretty easy.
That's the power of Uven Boots. AA, he had his Boots of Travels and the Windlace. He had the movement speed and an outright run, but...
Not enough. So now we have a pause. Nothing can happen and we can talk about the mid-match. Finally! We got Wind already crushing it. I mean, Medusa's just kind of a weak laner. Obviously, she's going to be able to farm the jungle in stacks, but... And look at how much this Wind is crushing it. 22 and 10 to what is that? 10 and 2? I can't see behind the playground, but I do believe
10 and
that's
2.
10 and 2.
10 and 2.
And that's what you need, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what Wind does. Power Shot's a hell of a spell, and if she gets out early, she can go rotate with level 6, level 7, get a set of boots if she gets a Javelin relatively in the next 4 or 5 minutes as well. That's kill.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go with the Shackle Shot, and assuming with an Axe or enough slow.
Yeah, you can just, or even just a follow-up of like a call, or... I don't know if Warlock's leveled his upheaval. Not yet. But yeah, that's a lot of kill potential. And I think it's kind of weird when you have this Monkey King in the safe lane. I don't think he's going to be as active in the early game. Which might make things a little bit difficult for them.
Monkey King definitely can rotate, but he's definitely not going to here, and Benj is getting ran at.
Yeah, the call does manage to come through. I was waiting for something to secure it. But they actually... Oh, the freeze? No, they won't commit. They choose to kill the courier and the sentry instead. So it might be AA in trouble. He's trying to ring around this Monkey King, but a 1-2 clap, he will fall. It's a big turn from them. Kind of weird, eh? Started hitting the sentry while they were trying to kill the Venge.
Yeah, but... and Axe was going after the courier. He got the courier, but it was after it delivered its boots to Venge, so... Mission accomplished, instead of going for the Venge while she was frozen.
I think, definitely happy with that on Radiant. That's another kill for your Monkey King. And, he's getting off to a fantastic start. Although, he's not doing the best in the CS department. I guess he's almost keeping up with the, Spectre. Now, things finally may be quieting down for a minute or two. I feel like this bot lane is going to turn into more and more of a bloodbath. Warlock is surviving this lane top, by the way, by just not being in it.
Well, he's doing the smart thing that all Warlocks should be doing. He's never leaving the safety of tower unless he knows he's safe.
He's playing under tower. He's playing in the jungle area proper, so you can't really get gone on by a Snapfire Slardar if the Slardar isn't there.
Yeah, and then look what happened. Look, the moment he sees a hero, he's running back to his tower. This is what all good Warlocks should be doing in a lane. Being there for when your carry needs the help and heal.
Down bottom. The Venge does drop. Just barely. But at what cost? Oh, the call. Mad Max may have just saved his AA. I think he did.
Yeah, that call came out. I think he got a bit smart. He uses the call at the end of the fight instead of the beginning of it, and they still managed to get a kill, and AA gets away.
Now they have to be careful, because they have 6. Wind is coming up top to save the Spectre. This is the early rotation we needed. Icarus has to be careful. There is a power shot that he has to dodge. And he will not. there's the rotation.
Yeah, with the javelin, as I said, once Win gets the javelin, didn't even bother with boots, went for 2 points and Win run instead, and there you go. There's the rotation that you needed. Now your Spectre has got some room.
It was
And is
very
level 6.
close to a death for the Spectre as well, so a perfect timing on it as well. The big shackle.
And Windrunner isn't going to get punished for it because Medusa isn't. She's not a DK. She's not a Co-op or an Alchemist. You know, she's not going to push the tower and just lose a wave of creeps, and that's about all you. That's about it.
And we got a dive bottom. Yay! And the axe too. Maybe no. I don't think you're going to chase. Oh, he is. Red's going deep here. A bold strategy, but he does now have the bounce or the Jingu up.
Wind is running in.
Yeah, Wind secure to kill. The TP, is it going to be able to cancel it? Is with the power shot.
The
Wow!
tree cut. The Spectre haunt and cut the tree with a quelling blade.
Oh, is that what happened? I thought it was the power shot. What a hero play.
Yeah, he was gonna get away with that. But yeah, when the Spectre haunted in, switched to that one, let them know which tree he's on, and use the quelling blade to cut it down, and now Spectre's just gonna stay in the lane and pick up the farm while no one's in it.
Yeah, and that's really rough for this Monkey King, because he tried to TP out, so he's got to walk back. That's gonna be a laner, probably a wave of creeps entirely that he's missing. That's just space for Spectre. It's a safe lane. Looked like it was going pretty well for Radiant, but Insane Chaos has been involved in 4 of these kills now, and is not going for the MKB. Is instead going for an early Blink Dagger, which I like.
I think this is the way that you need that Wind Ranger should be played more like. A lot of the times you see her as a
Meanwhile,
support.
Real quick, up top, Warlock gets gone on, and look who's here to secure another kill. And Axe doesn't even take it. I have to say too, real quick, I was watching a bit to make sure it would turn into something. The Snapfire made an unfortunate move. He cookied the Slardar when he was standing on top of the Warlock, and he went right over and didn't get that follow-up stuff.
Bit of miscommunication. But I mean, this is how, if you're going to play Wind Ranger, because normally she's played as a quote-unquote support, where she just buys greedy items for a carry anyway, I definitely think she needs some position. Shackle Shot's a powerful spell in Disable to set up your ultimate and set up a power shot, so I'm always a fan of Blink Dagger. There's no evasion in the game at the moment. You don't necessarily need the damage from a Maelstrom, so just the Javelin will do you. And you're ready to kill with your ultimate.
Yeah. I think it's... You know what? It's funny. I like it a lot, this game. Oh, as I missed the axe going down up top. But, I like it this game, but it's weird because thinking about it, if the axe is going Blink, this is almost one of the games that you don't need it. But I think that tempo is going to be very important for them.
I always think that Wind Ranger needs a positioning item, regardless of even if it's an axe. Just your ability to set up to guarantee a shackle shot is always better, even if you have an axe to set up for you. I think you can't always necessarily rely on an axe call for your best position. But yeah, I think that a positioning item, I love it. I love to see it. I like that she's going before the phase boots. She just rushed straight Javelin and put more points in the win run for the move and speed if she needs it.
Definitely. I kind of like it too. It's very unorthodox from what we see of mid-wins nowadays, but I'm still a fan of it. But unfortunately, her rotations did cost IBAD their middle tower as the first tower to fall, which is unfortunate. But I won't even have time to think about it, because AA is dying once again. And it's poor AA. He's having a rough time of it this game.
Also, just want to point out, though, I mean, he may be having a rough time, but his Spectre went Midas first item and is coming back pretty well in the game now.
The Dusa actually leading the net worth, having rotated into the jungle while also farming those creeps. So despite the rough start, it's doing just fine. And the Dusa, like I said, has that Midas, but it's off cooldown. Alright, there we go.
Yep, now, Bird has put himself into a position where we can criticize his every move when Midas is off cooldown.
That's right.
Every second it's not there, we can relentlessly flame him.
Oh,
they're gonna go on him
we
again.
might have to flame him for something else, because he is getting gone on by the Snapfire. But the Warlock's here with the Golem, and they'll actually get the kill with the combination of the Ice Blast. Insane Chaos is here as well. He sees Thug Potato, the Shackle doesn't latch. I don't imagine this will turn into any further fight, but I think IBAD will probably get a tower here with these 5 heroes rotating in. What a turnaround.
Yeah, the Warlock TP'd in, and between the Rock and the Fatal Bonds, the fight just got turned around.
Oh, and actually, Insane Chaos. He's changed the build as he kills the Venge here. Or does he? No, it will definitely be a dead Venge. He's instead bought a boss. He's bought a Traps.
Another item, I think I would rather see the Blink first, but definitely fine. He's been making a lot of rotations so far. Going top and going between bottom, this is definitely just going to add to the kind of global presence they have with a Spectre and an AA.
And it's honestly, I kind of like it with how much they're moving all over the map. I mean, Insane Chaos has been rotating like it feels like for the past 5 minutes, so I guess it'll pay for itself, kind of. Then we'll go for the Blink after.
Midas completed on Medusa now, and Monkey King has an Ags queued up.
This build-up feels pretty strange. The Midas, or the Manta, is I'm totally okay with, but the Aghanim's first item feels really strange to me because it's still not enough to fight with.
It's very underwhelming for a Monkey King, because I get you're relying on Jingu a lot more, but he doesn't do much outside of that.
Yeah,
there's no real threat for the Monkey King with an Ags at the moment, but
it's just the order feels off. You know, with an Echo Saber, it feels better, or like an Echo Saber Mjolnir, or even an Echo Saber Maelstrom, but his clones just aren't going to do that much damage, I don't think.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see another. I don't think Ags is the first item on a Monkey King. Maybe go see Desolator, or go see an MKB, or like you said before, it's there, but mid lane.
Well, they do kill Mad Max, but I was looking at bottom lane as Thug Potato tried to go on to Spectre, but just kind of did nothing and then died. So,
the tips. Oh, they're tipping each other.
Yeah.
Except for Sleepy. Always tip Sleepy.
But, yeah, I'm guessing it was like a cookie into Venge Stun with a magic missile.
That's very much what it was. And then, a Snapfire ult.
Oh, they committed the ultimate for it as well. Didn't actually stop the Blink Dagger, Mad Max, so he has that available to him. Spectre almost has her Manta. So,
Wind has the Blink completed as well, those boots.
And oh no, they're going in. Mad gets a good Blink, the call onto 2, but unfortunately the dunk doesn't pop, and now Red has popped his ultimate. Dire's just kind of sitting it in. Spectre is going to go down here, I think. They do finally take out the Monkey King. Right now, it is a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 trade. Probably worth it still for Dire, although losing that Spectre does hurt.
Max blinked into the upper part of the trees over here.
I'm keeping an eye on him, but I have to imagine. Oh no, Venge! The illusion! He didn't blink far enough! Oh no, the Jukes? He's trying? But Doug Potato's there. He's gonna get the
Doug,
call, and he's gonna
Call's
drop.
not gonna do much of a bash.
Oh, the speed! Oh, it's not enough. Thought for a second he might get out.
Oh, and Mercury stole the kill with the spirit. Just salt in the wound. But that's Slardar's Blade Dagger now.
Yeah. So now we've got 3 blinks on the field. Man, that was... Gosh, that Spectre almost got the Monkey King, but just not quite enough damage.
Yeah, there was also an AA blast inside of that Wukong, so it was just extra damage going on. And I just want to point out real quick, these stacks right here that have been made, there's 1 triple and a double stack. I think it might be 2 triple stacks. Yeah, two triple
like
stacks of creeps.
Looks like it's 2 triples.
As a support player, you will never see me do that this late in the game. After about 8 minutes, I no longer ever stack camps.
Well, you know, these may have been stacked earlier in the game.
I just saw AA stack.
Oh, gotcha.
Stack them, or AA and Venge stack them.
Oh, they're stacking more.
Warlock, sorry, Warlock.
Oh, there's no way you get this one. Oh, don't turn around Frost Creep. They do. That's actually another stack now. And now Axe is gonna just demolish it with the help of Insane Chaos.
That is a lot of gold going towards his Blade Mail.
It is. And that Blade Mail, I think, is going to be very impactful. It's now Insane Chaos. Going deep, sees Icarus, but actually chooses to go for the Monkey King instead. A turn may come out, but I think Dire's just going to be able to walk away from this. Oh no! AA is getting swapped back into it, and actually, the stun comes out to prevent the Slardar from doing a full combo. I think Axe is likely to die anyways here. Spectre is haunting, but I don't think he's going to commit. Medusa is also ulting, but I don't think that's going to really hit on much. Naked Duck has to be a bit careful, but right now... Oh no, the blink, the stun. Yeah, Naked Duck is dead, but...
I think you're okay with that. I think you're okay giving... You know, you give away the snack instead of the meal.
Right, exactly.
And out of all that commitment, only 2 supports from IBAD went down.
But I don't know if it's worth it if they lose this tier 2. They don't fortify, and that's an early tier 2 for them.
Winringe was really ballsy right there as well, just walking up to where the tower was and showing yourself, with a blink Slardar and a Snapfire in the vicinity. So...
You know, strange too, because they had a Fortify on Dire. They could have slowed it down. They just elected not to. Well, that is going to be tough for them, but Radiant didn't take the outpost or anything, and it is after the 20-minute mark, so it's not awful for them, but it does make it harder for them to control their own jungle.
I would definitely okay with them not taking it. They saw an Axe was alive as well, and you know they only had a Medusa, Snapfire in the area. I don't think you want to hang around the jungle any longer than you have to. I think they'll come back to it. I hope within the next 9 minutes or so, make another power play and just take it. I hope.
Yeah,
Ready.
That's probably their idea. Looks like Red's going for the MK, or actually is going for the Silver Edge. Yes,
Shadowblade and the Silver Edge.
I'm still not used to the new Silver Edge build-up, so I get confused.
Yeah, it looks really weird to me, but
oh no, Bird's in a lot of trouble here if he's not careful. There are 5 Radiant heroes here. They look to go at any moment. The Glimmer is completed on Venge. I think Dire just kind of leaving the area. It doesn't look like they're going to contest this without the win.
It's a tier 1. You don't want to give it up, but you know you don't have Haunt. You don't really want to blow a huge commitment into it, and every second that Spectre's there, Spectre isn't farming. So I don't think you want to give up the farm yet, especially because there are more stacks made for whoever wanted them in the entire jungle.
Spectre will be happy to take them. Get up
That
to
is
that defusal.
That is some impressive commitment from the supports of IBAD.
Well, the late game stacks are still very impactful. If the camps are there and you're in the area, you should always be stacking them. But, and they don't really have any aggressive moves to be making right now, so I think it's a perfectly fine decision for them. And this Medusa is very far ahead. Basically an item ahead of the Spectre.
Yeah. 2-second Stone Gaze instead of a Mystic Snake cooldown. I don't play any Medusa really, so I'm not gonna question it. But yeah, almost has about 900 gold away from the Scotty completed, and once she hits level 25, that's a huge power spike, and that's a whole lot of Snake Lady to take down, especially with the rest of her team behind her.
Spectre is going for the defusal here, but oh no, that smoke was spotted out.
If there's all the pings.
And look at this, Radiant are just perfectly positioned themselves. They've actually popped the smoke themselves. This could go very badly for Dire if they walk up into the smoke.
They even drew it out. They know where they are. Venge is gonna just walk in with their own smoke and just kind of be the bait. Or not. They're just gonna avoid each other.
Dire doesn't take it. Probably the wise decision. If they had looked on that high ground, it would have been the death of them. And so near to Roshan would have been a costly loss indeed.
Yeah. So, nothing gained. Just a bit of time wasted by either team, really.
Yeah, but the whole time Spectre's farming, so you're not super concerned. And look at this. Dire have just smoked up again. And they're doing a pretty good job of getting in. Icarus is spotted out this wind and will get a stun, but I don't think it's going to go very well. It's actually Slardar has gone in. The BKB comes out. There's also the Golem dropped. They're not going to be able to chase down the Slardar. And actually, the Venge is getting out too. Everyone's just getting out on 1 HP, except for the Warlock. And Sleepy's now here to deal a lot of damage, trying to get a chase. But ultimately, nothing lost. Snapfire finally does fall. Meanwhile, Spectre being chased down by Thug Potato does have the blink, does have the stun. With the Corrosive Haze, this is going to be very bad for Spectre unless the rest of our team can get here to save him. But I don't think they'll be able to. And that is a costly loss, as actually, I say that, he's gone back in. And he will just drop as well.
That went from bumbly, not a great team fight at best, to an absolute disaster for IBAD. The Spectre was on the back line, took down the Snapfire, but unfortunately got caught out by a Slardar trying to make a retreat, and Axe Save Your Buddy syndrome came in, and unfortunately by the time he was there, she was already dead. It just went bad, and here comes Roche.
Into Roche, minus 12 armor. He's going to drop so fast. And this is the start. This is the snowball.
That was also Haunt and Rock used, so this is gonna end up in probably the tier 2 mid at the very least.
Yeah, absolutely. As things now looking a little bit more difficult for Dire, and that was just such a strange engage. They dropped a lot on the Snapfire. I think even they just dropped a rock on the solo Snapfire. And unfortunately,
the Venge was in range. That Venge got away with a Glimmer Cape and no detection from anyone on IBAD. And even Snapfire almost got away, but with the Haunt, Spectre just jumped on it and got her in the backline as she was getting away.
Yeah, and I have to say this Windrunner is really kind of I don't know, the itemization doesn't feel very good to me right now. Like, the bots made sense at the time, the Blink obviously made sense, the BKB's a good item, but now it feels like you have almost a position for Wind with the farm of a mid laner. Now going into the Diffusal, I'm not sure...
I see the reason for Diffusal, but you're really only messing with a Medusa at that point. I definitely think you get way more value turning your Javelin into a Monkey King bar. Or even if you want to try to go for the full Maelstrom, but I definitely think you'd get the Monkey King bar. You know what Medusa's buildup is going to be like. You know what's going to happen. You know that at some point it's just going to be better for you, and you're going to need it because at some point she's going to have a butterfly. So why not nip that item in the bud right now? Yeah. Just build up your Monkey King bar, and look at these Tinker wards seeing the Monkey King bottom. That is some heads up play.
Very solid ward. Really wish, don't worry about fighting the Spectre, or fighting the Medusa. You have the Spectre for that. They do get... Oh, that's a very nice call. The Ice Blast, the Haunt, followed up. This is looking like a good fight for Dire. They will take out both the Monkey King and the Venge, but now Spectre, in a little bit of trouble, is running away. And actually, the chop on the Courier, so not going to do too much as Bird, desperately running away, will get stunned up. Bashed will fall. Axe will take out the Snapfire. Now it is just the Slardar and the Dusa. The Dusa still has the Aegis, but running very low on mana. And probably going to drop once here unless Dire decides to retreat out. As actually, the Warlock will fall quite quickly. They're kind of not committing either way. They'll finally get that Medusa Aegis down. The Slardar also going to fall. And this could turn into a kill onto the Medusa if they elect to go for it. They have to be very careful. She is very powerful. As Insane Chaos is juking carefully. But they might be able to do something. She doesn't have the ult, but no, they'll let her walk away. Overall, though, I think that's a pretty good fight for Dire.
Dire definitely, they split up the fight very well. Medusa actually Hurricane Piked herself forward while she was ulting to separate herself, so she was hanging around with a Warlock trying to kill a Glimmer Caved Warlock and a Windrunner, which allowed Axe and Spectre to jump on the back line and split up the fight. There you go. No detection again. Lucky jump and call.
That feels good. That's another kill. Wind will now have the Diffusal. So, the commitment is there. But at least the item's complete. And I feel like at this stage you have to finish up that MKB. I don't think you can afford to go for another item just yet.
I would have much rather have seen, instead of the Diffusal, seen the Javelin into a Maelstrom or an MKB. Like Medusa right now, MKB completed on Medusa. So Windrunner's Windrun, not going to make a bit of difference soon.
It's going to be tough, I think. That's exactly how Dire has to take these fights. They have to get like the two-man call into the Rock, into the Ice Blast, and then they have the ability to take the fight.
Started with the Halberd, and Monkey King completed his Silver Edge now.
Yeah. These other two heroes are no joke, and actually, oh no, Bird is in a very dangerous position. Will he get caught? No, he will manage to walk out. But Mad Max looking to be in trouble.
X sees them. Caught up by the Sentry Ward.
He will manage to get out. Nothing lost. We have 3 minutes until the Roche spawn, or the potential Roche spawn. I imagine if you're on Radiant, you're probably content just to farm away until you have that opportunity.
I think you can definitely take mid-tier 2. I think IBAD, they're gathering up for a smoke inside their base, so they're going to want to try and wrap around and protect their tower. They use the scan, so they know where they're not, so by default they know where they are then.
Could be a good wrap. As actually Medusa walks into them. The detection's not there. But look at this, Axe is on the back lines, and he might be able to do quite a bit here. In fact, cancels the blink of the Slardar, and is pulling the entire team back. Sleepy does manage to take out Naked Duck on the Warlock on the backside. And now they're hunting Axe. But Axe does have the Blade Mail. But it's not going to be much of anything, As now, Dire's in full retreat, Insane Chaos will take out the Venge. A little bit of a consolation. That could have gone much worse for both sides.
When Medusa was walking uphill, I was checking to see where Axe was, and luckily Axe was way too far down the river to come back and jump on. So I think Radiant got away with it.
Yeah, but Dire also kind of did too. The Axe canceling the Slardar blink may have saved the rest of his team.
Yeah, Warlock ended up dying in the end of it, and everyone else got away. So, but that was purely everyone trying to run away from IBAD.
Monkey King. Oh, he has the invisibility is invincibility. Yes, actually, Insane Chaos had dust, but in the backpack. That's heartbreaking.
And notice when you said that, quickly moves it up.
Yep. It's one of those situations where it happens, and you're just like, never again. I will get the kill next time. When does
Warlock holding on to the Greater Fairy Fire. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, well, I see why then. Never mind. Your Spectre has a Titan Sliver, and your Wind has a Orb of Destruction. I also want to point out, Abyssal Blade queued up for a Spectre. Spectre definitely coming back into the game.
Yeah.
Bit by bit.
But still pretty far behind.
Oh, but he's about to get ran at by 3 heroes.
No, that's the TP from the trees.
TP out.
The Spectre, I think this is the proper build-up, but is still significantly behind this Dusa, who has a good 2 items almost in on him.
The fact it's a Dusa game and they're only 8k up was a little bit indicative of it, given that the Monkey King Slardar are the next 2 highest farmed. So it's definitely a scary position to be in. Medusa can effectively act as bait. She is farmed enough and tanky enough to bait out other heroes while everyone jumps in.
Yeah, and this Axe, he's sitting on a broom handle still. Feel like time to upgrade. Get yourself a dragon scale.
Yeah, oh my god, I didn't even see that. Get yourself the shovel at least.
Yeah, something. I mean, the dragon scale, it's a significant amount of armor, especially into all the physical damage.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong items. Vampire Fangs even. Get the additional night vision.
Hold on. There's Vampire Fangs available?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Max.
But Slardar has... Wait. Oh my goodness. The shop didn't update.
Yeah, I had the same thing happen to me, and I was looking at the wrong items. Yeah, Dire had Vampire Fangs, and...
Ooh. Wind gets killed. I was too busy figuring out that, and gets 4-man ganked.
Absolutely nothing of importance was committed for that kill.
Very true. I mean, that's how it be. But Spectre is farming, is getting closer and closer to this Abyssal. And I think the Abyssal is obviously extremely powerful. It could result in even possibly a Spectre kill if she gets the jump. But Axe is in trouble.
Spectre can kill Spectre with an Abyssal Blade. She jumps in.
Oh, yes, exactly. Right.
She jumps in thinking, you got that brand new big item and you're thinking, you're cool, smooth. She can kill herself if she tries to jump into a couple too many heroes.
The Medusa is what I meant to say with the Abyssal, then the Manta with the
This Roshan is going down quickly too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a Roshan into a Slardar Snap Venge. The cheese. Now here's the problem. I think Dusa wants to hold on to it, but no.
Yeah.
Hands it over to Red, a good teammate.
Oh, do you know what? No, you're Medusa. You don't be a good teammate.
Exactly.
You being a good teammate is you taking everything you need to survive.
Now they are gonna push.
All your other 4 heroes need to do is take out enough heroes to keep Medusa alive, so she can stand there and 1v3, 1v4 with a split shot and a Scotty.
I feel like Dire have to make some kind of smoke and wrap from out of topside. I think this slow pace isn't going to work as...
I don't think Dire has any more smokes left available yet. I think they're all still on cooldown.
Dire definitely knows there's a ward on the high ground, at least. Actually, what the heck? AA! He has an Atos.
Yeah. He went 4-staff Atos.
Well, that's actually a pretty good pickup here. But yeah, I think Dire might just.
I'm not entirely sure about the Atos. I personally like a Yule Scepter more on an Ancient Apparition. You could set yourself up, or you can just be really annoying to a Medusa just by, Yulesing her when she's trying to siege high ground.
Normally, I think I'd agree, but just into like the kinds of damage that Dire have right now, the axe spins, the Warlock Golem, even like the power shot to a lesser extent, you don't want to bring them out of that damage, And I don't think a Yule's is gonna save you. I feel like
I don't think there is saving an Ancient Apparition
exactly.
if somebody just has to go on. And nice set of tier 4 items. The Timeless Relic Ninja Gear and a Prince's Knife. Witless Shaco as well for Radiant.
The Prince's Knife. Not the Prince's Knife. The Ninja Gear on this Medusa. That's
Dire, of course, haven't been able to hit neutral creeps yet to discover their items.
What they don't know is that Radiant has retreated to their side of the map exclusively.
Radiant hasn't been seen yet, and they spooked up. Or never mind, that was just Ninja Gear.
Yeah.
Even I get confused.
This is it's an odd play from Radiant. I guess they're waiting for a smoke on a courier or something. I'm not really sure why they're all just grouped around this tier 1 towers. Medusa got an Aghanims.
Yeah, she got an eggs. And that's an edible eggs, I think.
It is.
Yeah, edible eggs.
Okay, but this could be big, though. If they lose a fight, which is a big if, no buyback on this Dusa.
She does have the Aegis, so you do have to kill her twice. And I do not think Dire can do that at this point.
I think the buybacks. Spectre also doesn't.
Yeah, I think it costs too much for you to kill Medusa once to have to kill her twice, because you're going to need to commit Rock to kill a Medusa right now.
I think you have to kill the rest of Medusa's team before you can kill Medusa.
And I don't think you're able to do that while Medusa is still there and alive.
Yeah, especially now with the data list.
Yeah. And her eggs, snakes turn to stone.
We'll have to see what Dire do. I don't know how those illusions had vision of the high ground. And this slow siege is just so obnoxious. It feels like you have to do something.
AA's got to be careful. He has to get into attack range of Medusa to cast his Atos on her. And that was 3 hits, and he's halfway down.
Snapfire has the Aghanims. There's initiation from Radiant.
Oh, I wonder who's getting Snapfire Airline. I definitely think Slardar is the natural.
No, it's a range creep.
Hey, you got vision.
I think if you... Dari, you have to make a smoke play. They have to make some kind of play. This Dusa will just hit your house from the low ground.
I think Venge messed up. Venge forced Steph Medusa up to the high ground by herself. So...
And look at this.
Yeah. I definitely think now's the time you walk up and go.
The Aegis just popped. It's perfectly timed on the initiation. Spectre goes into the backline, takes out the Snapfire. The Dusa is up on the high ground doing a lot of damage. The Blade Mail's out. No mana gets swapped out by the Venge. A perfect save. Wind has bought back. Warlock goes down. So far, a 1-for-2 trade. Radiant starting to back out. Dire do have buybacks available to them, but not committing them just yet. That was a lot of ultimates, and the cheese on the Medusa as now the stun. Spectre just dies, AA just dies, and I think that's probably the game here.
That's gotta be GG. Spectre walked up and melted. I think it's just inevitable for GG to be called right now.
I think at this stage, there's not too much that you can do here. Although Dire are electing to keep fighting, they will take out the Monkey King. Oh, an axe just falls to the stone.
But, look who's still alive.
That
Medusa's
swap
just
from
here to
Venge.
casually take your base now.
That swap from Venge was enough. If that Deuce had gone down, I think it could have been very different. As actually, I think they might be trying for something, but they have to be so careful with this Deusa. Deusa is running out of mana, but it doesn't matter because she gets the double kill. Yeah, GG.
That was what, 4 hits, 4 attacks, and 2 heroes died
Just too
with the
powerful
Daedalus
of a
and
hero.
Monkey King bar.
And it almost turned, but that swap preventing the damage in the first game will go to 5 a.m. Or they got the ball rolling as we anticipated. They started the snowball and then won with it.
Yeah, Medusa, she got what she needed to out of the mid lane. It looked like she was going to have a bit of a slower game because Wind is just so much better in the lane, but she was left alone. Nobody could hunt her down, and yeah, just left to farm in the jungle and appear and win.